Hi everyone, it's Becky here from Ivy's Corner and I am back for day number 4 of Inktober Tangles 2025. Today is a tangle by Zentangle HQ. It is one which you might be familiar with. It's called Toodles, which is a really nice kind of organic tangle. It's got, lots of opportunities to kind of for growing tangles alongside. It's not dissimilar to things like poke root and poke leaf, but I will show you what it looks like. So I'm going to go straight in with my pen and I'm just going to fill this little page here with some Toodles. So I'm going to start off drawing Toodles by doing a nice curved line like this. And then I'm going to aura alongside, but I'm going to tether my aura to the top and the bottom. Now, tethering an aura just refers to placing an aura as if it was all the way along the outside, but at the beginning and at the end, you kind of begin and the end of this line here. So let's have a go. So we're going to start at the top of this line and then just come away from it like so, tether it to the one end, and then as we come back to the bottom, tether it to the other end as well. And then once we've done that, I'm going to start back down here at the bottom of my line, my stem, and I'm going to draw another line that kind of branches off and then comes out and ends in a little inky splodge just here. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So beginning here, taking off from this bottom section, and then a nice curved line here with an inky splodge on the end. And then we're going to come back up to the top here of our stem, and we're going to take off again from the top and bring our line round here in a curve that then comes up and ends at this line that we've just drawn. So with a kind of a leaf shape, it's almost like an upside down heart here. So that's the first, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side to create this lovely little leafy sort of shape. And that is the basic premise of Toodles. We're going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to just do another one. So taking off and then coming back down with my stem, taking off from the bottom to create this little inky fescue shape, if you're familiar with that tangle. And the same on the other side. And then we're going to come down from the top, round in a nice big loop, and then end here. And then on this side, the same thing. And I'm going to hollow bore this one underneath my first Toodles, like so. And that is the basic premise of this tangle. Now you can obviously draw them behind each other. So this one here, we'll imagine that the stem comes down behind and then comes out here, like so. And you can kind of play around with how they look together and how they come together to create your little pattern here. I'm going to do one that's a bit lower down, and then just start to grow one after the other to create this little collection of leafy shapes. Oops, I forgot to do this one. I'm going to come around here and here, and there we have Toodles. Let's just do one more up here. And my fescue shape's going to come in here and loop underneath. And then coming from the top and looping around. Just a suggestion of where that line would be, because obviously it's tucking underneath these other ones that already exist on the paper. And there we have it. So that is Toodles. Let's do a little bit of shading. And as ever, you can shade this just however you like. I like to add a nice line of shade down one side of this sort of spine here. And depending on the paper that you're using, you can be more bold with your shading if you want to. I am trying to keep things relatively low key just because my paper is extremely delicate. I'm adding some just here where my fescue lines kind of come in against these leafy petal shapes. And then I'm also going to add some just around the outside of the shapes that sit on top of the other ones. So right the way around here, just to lift them away from those that are in the background. And that does mean that some of them will be very shaded in places, but I'm happy with that because it will help to create that depth that we enjoy. And then I'm just going to very gently soften this. As I've mentioned before, my paper is very, very delicate, so I'm just having to be quite subtle with my shading. And it's always good to respond to the media that you're working with. For me, this paper is, the fibres are coming away quite significantly as I add the shading, so it's a good opportunity for restraint. So just softening all of these lines to create some lovely shapes and some lovely depth to our little leafy Toodles. And there you have it. That is Toodles by Zentangle HQ. So I will put day 4 Toodles by Zentangle HQ. Thank you so much for following along with today. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you are enjoying these videos, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day number 5.